Okay, for today, in the earlier actually videos, we have been doing voltage to current converter. In today's video, what we start with is current to voltage converter, just the opposite kind of action. But we have to keep this in mind that when we talk of some kind of a converter, the input to output conversion, that's what we are talking about. That is, output will be, the output voltage will be in terms of the input current. Only then we call it a current to voltage converter. Let's first see the circuit of the standard current to voltage converter. Now here you can see that the non-inverting input terminal is grounded. The load is connected between the output terminal and ground. The feedback resistor RF is connected between the out terminal and the inverting input terminal, and there here particular it's I in, that is the input current source. The signal that is being applied at the input, at the inverting input terminal, is I in the form of current. And here we see that output is given as minus of I in times RF, that is the feedback resistor times the input current. Now to understand this, let us simplify the circuit, or let's just start with uh, inverting amplifier circuit, the usual ones that we have been doing. Here we have perhaps seen that the input voltage is applied to the inverting input terminal through the resistor R. RF is as usual connected between the inverting input terminal and the output terminal. The non-inverting input terminal is grounded and the load is connected between the output and the ground. Now if you look at this circuit, this is a standard inverting amplifier. Inverting, why we call it inverting amplifier? Because the input signal, the voltage signal, is applied to the inverting input terminal, so we are calling it inverting amplifier. Now here the output, the standard output of an inverting amplifier op amp is V0 is equal to minus of RF by R1 times V in. Here RF by R1 is the standard format. Here R1 means the input resistance R1 and RF is the feedback resistance that we are saying. So the ratio of RF by R1 negatives, because it is inverting input terminal, minus of RF by R1 times the input voltage will give the output. So we know that the output closed loop gain of an inverting amplifier V0 by V in is given by minus of RF by R1. Then the output voltage can be represented in terms of input voltage, which is multiplied by the factor RF by R1. Now since V1, let's take at the circuit, V1 is 0 and V1 is equal to V2. Here again I will actually refer to this circuit where V1 obviously is grounded, so it is 0, and V2 is also 0 because due to the virtual ground effect. Perhaps in the earlier circuits that we have gone through, we know that what is virtual ground effect. Since V1 is equal to V2, and why is V1 is equal to V2? Because the op amp has infinite open loop gain. This A is infinite open loop gain. So the gain to be infinite, gain normally is output to input ratio. And what is the input? The difference of the two signals at the two input terminals, non-inverting and inverting. So if you look at it, it is V1 minus V2 is the input that is being applied, and output is V0. So V0 by V1 minus V2 should be equal to infinity as such, because standard ideally it is infinity. So obviously it implies that the denominator will be 0. If a fraction is infinite, the result of a fraction is infinite, it means usually implies that the denominator, the particular numerator, is divided by 0, so we call it infinite. So that is why if V1 minus V2 is 0, then V1 is equal to V2, and here we know that V1 is grounded, so V2 is naturally becoming grounded, although it is not physically connected, but still it has a value 0 volts. So this is called virtual ground. It's just a part of revision. I'm giving you a recap so that you can relate it properly. So we know that V1 is 0, so V1 is equal to V2, so that is also equal to 0. That is what we have written. And obviously the input current I in will be given in terms of the input applied signal V in by R1. Simple Ohm's law. It is V in by R will give the input current I in. Now V in by R1 is equal to I in, and now V naught is equal to RF by R1 into V in, that we know. So instead of V in, actually we are writing in I in times R1. So that is, if we replace this particular thing, V in by R1 is equal to I in, or we can say V in is equal to I in into R1. Putting it in equation 2, we'll get V in is I in into R1. So R1 gets cancelled. So we are left with minus of I in times RF. So output voltage is proportional to the input current. So that is what we needed to establish. If we are talking about a circuit which is current to voltage converter, this is what exactly we need to prove, or we imply that the input current is actually shown as the output voltage, or we can say the output voltage is proportional to the input current. So if V in and R1 combination is replaced by a current source I in, we'll go with the first circuit that we studied. The first circuit here, instead of this input voltage and all that R, we have replaced this particular V in and R by I in, the current source I in. See? So that is what we are talking. If V in and R1 combination is replaced by current source I in, then the output voltage V naught becomes proportional to the current input current I in minus of I in. Hence the circuit converts the input current into proportional output voltage. Here we complete the discussion on current to voltage converter. The applications of this particular circuit is especially sensing current from photodetectors, that is whenever incident light falls onto it, that particular current is converted into proportional output voltage, because normally the signals that we study is in the form of voltage, and photodetectors, what they actually get, the optical energy is converted into current. So here we need current to voltage converter, and another is digital to analog analog converter applications, so that DAC converters. There we again, that signal currents are actually required to be converted into the analogous voltages. So normally DACs use this kind of current to voltage converters. These are the standard two applications of current to voltage converters. Next we go with the revision questions, what we have studied just now. First, obtain the expression for the output voltage in terms of input current. That is V naught is equal to minus of I in into RF, that we have studied. And obtaining means we have to derive. When the question is placed as obtain the expression, it means derive the output voltage in terms of input current. What are the areas of applications of current to voltage converter? We just did. And which op-amp mode is used for current to voltage converter? We entirely placed a discussion on which mode of op-amp we are using for this particular use, current to voltage converter. Which one? Inverting amplifier. So these are the revision exercises that you need to do. Please write down the answers without looking at the videos or the slides. Only then you'll be able to confirm whether you have understood the entire things that has been discussed over here. Okay, thank you.